What is going on, Roland Empire here, guys, to give you a video. WandaVision episode 5 has been released. You guys, if you stumble upon my video, welcome back, guys. I do all these kinds of just pop culture, just fun pop culture, whatever miscellaneous kind of topics of what I like. As long as I'm true, I am so true of what I like to enjoy to talk, then, that's what I love to do, guys. So welcome back. If you guys know my thoughts, I really like those first few episodes because I like that syndication that the TV show was having. I've had my version of experiencing that, and I like that. I really relate to it. It was a nice, enjoyable ride. They kept certain kind of themes of the week, like missions they had to do. I find enjoyable. Episode 3 was a bit of a more, okay, we're dragging for me. But also the revelation was, okay, now I'm hooked. I'm really hooked. And in episode 4, it just showed. I said, see, guys, there's always a plot and a structure of, especially with Disney Plus. Disney Plus likes to reveal that kind of thing, and it really showed. Like, it was like, okay, we went from, like, you know what could go on, like, you know what. I'm very intrigued what goes next, and what went next was like, whoa. So I'm like, okay, with this one I was like, are we gonna go back with the normal structure? Like, if you could kind of see like how it goes back and forth, it was like, it's just gonna be a full-on like show, like the WandaVision show, or we're gonna kind of cut back. And yeah, I was still surprised. I was like, okay, we actually did cut back. We saw the members that we know now. Okay, with the Captain Marvel characters, the Thor, the Dark World characters, the Ant-Man and the Wasp characters. We saw them still kind of all go more now. Now this episode really showed, okay, since now you had with the first 4 a way of an idea of what these two worlds can be. Now in episode 5 is like, okay, now let's kind of cut back and forth. And yeah, like, um still surprised. I'm kind of glad I did this. I'm kind of glad that they did this more of the going back and forth, and I really like that. Okay, like, a lot of people were saying episode 4 is the best one, episode 4 is all this. Really good, really good. I understand. Episode 5 is probably my favorite. Episode 5 had everything that I liked about. Now it's my favorite because you got a bit of what was the beginning, and then what they reveal now, and now at the this part at the end, now you go back and forth, back and forth. I liked it. It wasn't as jarring. I actually find it very refreshing. It was so good to see this. And then even a bit now, like, I'll just say, like, Wanda even comes out of it, and I kind of saw some promos. I was like, is that Vision with the way they're looting certain things? But no, it was Wanda, and I like it. It was like, and it's nice to see that the Wanda we know kind of come out. But then, like, ooh, the accent and how she's treating things, and good dialogue between, like, who has powers, who has the weapons, and all that was entertaining. But I'm like, dang, you really are becoming like a Heisenberg thing. Like, you are like the bad guy, but you're a good guy. But we'll see how this goes. But the way the chips are going, I'm like, man, like, now this one was like, whoa, I cannot believe that. I was like, this is truly, I was like, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what happened. And what happens is insane. And, like, this episode definitely did a little more. I liked then also what they chose for this week's show. Kind of felt a bit like, what was it, like Growing Pains? Yeah, like Growing Pains kind of thing. I thought it was also like Full House. Could be hybrids and stuff. I can't wait for the Modern Family one. I've seen now a bit of the promos of that. But seeing that kind of bouncing back and forth, I really related to it. Now, if to think that it could we have done a few more episodes less to get to this point, reasonable. Maybe at least an episode. I want to say that's like a criticism I have, maybe, but still, with the way it's paid off, if you kind of binge it, like, still the mindset could be like, how, let me enjoy a little bit of this world that they're enjoying, knowing what's going to be coming now, and then let's get to the real stuff and the gritty and all that's getting revealed. That's if, like, you binge it the way you do binge it now. Right now we're just seeing it debut week per week how it is, and I'm just kind of like seeing how is this kind of like, how's it gonna like marinate, how's it gonna hold up. And but still, there's still a few more episodes to get. What we got with this was still really juicy. Certain things. It's like, Darcy got her coffee already, and Asian Wu and all these characters. These little more side characters, they're really good. Like, who would have thought that them being minors in the movies, and their majors here in the show, they're very likable. They're so likable, and it just shows what Kevin Feige and crew has assembled to kind of give this universe. And man, this is something that, like, I'm proud for Marvel, just really just giving this kind of like new age Yeah, like if, for pop culture, this new age, the pop culture that's going on, I'm impressed with the way the technological achievement it is, and yeah. So there's like, even within all that, Vision starts kind of realizing, and you kind of want to know why he's he's re- because it's interesting how you think he's getting control, but he's the one noticing, realizing what's going on. So I'm curious to know more what could go on with this character. You think Wanda and Vision are gonna have a fight off, but they really don't. But it's still nice, looking kind of shot to kind of at least tease. If it's a tease, maybe it can't happen. Who knows? But right now, I liked how that was seeing them interact with their little families and growing up. And Agnes, really, that actress, I've seen her for other movies, but she's doing a really good job in this. I gotta, admit that. I gotta admit that in that sense. And going back to the family, it's nice to kind of just see them kind of just interact and all, and then seeing it from Darcy, Jimmy Woo, and all these people just realizing like also like the toxic of each other. Like, is she a terrorist? She's not a terrorist. She's not. She's a good person. But realizing what she's done, I'm like, okay, I like that kind of dialogue too. The dialogue that kind of gets you kind of thinking and all that. Okay, I'm a sucker for that. Whether it's been cliched or not, I like that kind of thought, and giving realizations with how there's also manipulating reality. They keep talking about this whole manipulation, what goes on with the reality and stuff. I'm like, man, this series really is going to be more impactful than we think, and we know a bit already how it's going to cross with the movies and all, but it's finally got to, okay, now people should be hooked. Now they're hooked within the week and all. I'm just curious to know if it should have been earlier or if this was enough to work. We'll see. And any other things, little nods to, like, I like this, like the whole Captain Marvel and Wanda thing, who was the strongest. I'm curious to know what who that the chick again, that her relationship with Captain Marvel. I'm curious to know how that's gonna work. But yeah, with Wanda being like how the strongest Avenger, I like these little subtleties and nods they had. Yeah, and it's just a way where like everybody really wants to still defend like Wanda. She's like, she's not doing nothing wrong. As an audience, she is good. But the way this series is kind of portraying it, it really is it's some very very interesting great lines. But yeah, like the characters, like us the audience think we know they're still good in this person. We're just curious to know what else can go on. And then the final shot that we get, and it's kind of been rumored if you knew, but still is a nice way that we talk about, you have siblings and all that. And then again, we mentioned from Age of Ultron, and then realizing, oh, who's that knocking at the door? And you get the first hair look and all. You're like, maybe Aaron Taylor Johnson? Yes, it's Quicksilver. But the Evan Peters one, this is what really makes it interesting. Also being it a cameo and all that stuff. But how does this affect X-Men and the Avengers? So that is like, whoa, okay. Well, let's see. It still feels meta because there's a bit of recasting, so it's not technically, that much connected. Even with Darcy, like Darcy and Wu realizing that there was a recast. There was like a recast situation. So we'll see how much it really affects the universe. But what a way to cap off this episode. Now, does everybody has their attention? Do you guys have everybody has the attention on the show now? We will see how this goes now. We will see how this show will line up. It really was a really great one. Let me know, guys, what you thought. If you weren't, a fan of the episode, tell me, what were the things you think should have been done better. If you really liked this episode, let me know what you guys liked. Did you guys like the way Wanda and Vision's chemistry were, or like how everybody from Sword and everybody related, Darcy, Jimmy Woo, Agent Woo, everybody's doing a good job and all? Just let me know what were some of your standouts, what were some of your parts of this, how hooked you guys are. These are always just my thoughts and opinions, guys. This is one of the best ones of the series for the episodes. This was an entertaining, engaging, episode, and I can't wait just to see how the series goes. So all this in the comments below, and as always, roll an empire, laugh, smile, repeat.